Funding for Off 90 is provided in part by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.
Cruising your way next, Off 90. See the biggest gathering of 18-wheelers, possibly in the whole country. Get the scoop on downtown living. Relive the days of car hops and muscle cars. Plus, urban blues. Your next stop, Off 90. Hi, I'm Barbara Keith. Thanks for joining me on this journey off 90. Kasson, Minnesota might not be the place you'd expect to find one of, if not the largest gathering of 18-wheelers or Class 8 trucks in the country. But then you probably haven't heard of the Big Iron Classic. The Big Iron Classic is an annual event that regularly draws over 700 bobtails and custom combos to Dodge County on the first weekend following Labor Day. Let's roll on down the highway and check it out.
I think every little boy would enjoy coming out here because it seems like at one point in your life you either want to be a fireman or maybe drive a big truck when they see them go down the road, it seems like. It's amazing the variety of people that...
It's all ages would enjoy it. Yeah, even little girls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you see little girls out here too.
Yeah. The Big Iron Classic is a truck show that we started back in 2000. Now it's the biggest Class 8 truck show and truck pull in the, I guess, North America basically. Class 8 is a like 80,000 pound semi, 5 axles. Your basic classic semi you see going down the road. Big Iron Classic happens here in Dodge County, Minnesota at the Dodge County Fairgrounds in Kasson, Minnesota. Big Iron Classic always happens the Friday and Saturday after Labor Day in September. The truck pull out here is really fun on Saturday night. There's some pretty big horsepower stuff that goes down the track out there. They pull like a tractor pull.
Parade, light show.
Parade, light show, yep.
You have this aura going around at night when all the lights are on and you smell the diesel smoke. It's kind of cool.
We hit about 20,000 people for the weekend. Our best year was 704 trucks 2 years ago. Last year we were down a little bit because of the mud, but they still come. The people still came. And by the looks of what I see this year, I think we might be breaking some records. I'm not gonna say anything until it happens, but I got a feeling it's gonna happen. So.
Every year it goes higher and higher and higher. Our vendor amounts go up, our trucks, our participants, the spectators, the donations, every year it's just higher and higher and higher.
We have no trophies here. Our deal is we've always raised toys for a boy or girl. And you don't even have to bring a truck out here. We have people that even just from town that bring toys out to us.
Oh, we sure appreciate all of our volunteers. We've had the same ones every year. They know their job. They make it a lot easier on us. You'd think after 18 years we'd have this down pat, but we learn as we go. But we cannot thank our sponsors and volunteers enough.
They're the backbone of this. I mean, they do their thing. They know what to do, and it's amazing how easy they make it work here.
We also have an awesome board members, Pat and Glenn. They are with us every month. We meet and we talk for 3-4 hours about how we can improve things and make things safer or just to get the job done. They're there, always at our beck and call, never complaining.
I am a truck driver. First time I was ever in a truck, I was 3 years old, went to Canada with my dad, and I've always loved trucks. Great, I got friends all over the country in this business. California, clear to Vermont. Those guys will all be here this weekend. It's kind of the last of the cowboys out there, you know, that are just out cruising the plains, I guess would be the easiest way to say it.
My dad did have a truck, yep, and that's how we actually met. Our parents knew each other, and they said that, you know, hey, you should go meet this person.
And the rest is history.
But I'm a hobby trucker. I'm not an owner, operator, over-the-road type. I just do it for fun. They do it for work.
When we started this, our youngest boy would have been 3.
3.
And he drives truck now. Our oldest boy drives truck. It was kind of neat. We've got to watch our families grow up together. It's a pretty neat deal.
What's it like living downtown? If you don't already live there, you probably have some opinions on that subject. Maybe you'd like to have the convenience of just walking where you'd want to go. On the other hand, perhaps you'd dread the noise and the crowds. We talked to a few downtown denizens from Rochester to see how they feel about living downtown.
That's a good bird. Hey, this is B-Rye, and I'm out in downtown Rochester City. Oh, come on, baby. Go, go, go! The energy that's here in Rochester it's world known. We're the destination medical center, and this town is full of medical professionals, and we're all so compassionate. We care so much, and we give and we give. And so the vibe is that we all care, and we're, you know, Minnesota nice on steroids, honestly. And so the richness is in the people, and the power of these people. If you tap into it, it's a beautiful, beautiful place to be.
I've got nothing, but this nothing keeps me sane. I'd rather be with nothing.
So I've lived downtown for about 2 years, and I gotta say, I love it. I love living downtown. It's right in the thick of everything that's going on here. Lots of restaurants downtown, lots of entertainment, new folks for the clinic, for business that are always downtown, so you get to know a new face every day. So I'm part of the Downtown Neighborhood Association, and what we are is we are the voice for those who put their head to bed in downtown. So we represent those folks, whether it be neighbors that might have noise complaints, or maybe they're happy about how awesome the cops are in patrolling the area. You know, we can be the voice back to the government, the city government, and all the good things that are going on, as well as some of the bad things, and see how we can work towards solutions for the residents.
I'm Mary Alessio, and I live in downtown Rochester. I feel safe down here. I think if I was in a home somewhere, I may tend to be a little bit more reclusive. I would feel a little bit more alone. And the irony is that although I'm a very private person, I do love the feeling of family around me. And here in the apartment that I live in, you know, I get on the elevator when I'm headed to work or I'm coming home at the end of a long day, and there's usually somebody else in the elevator or somebody coming in who'll say hi and ask how your day went. So even though you're single, you still feel like you're part of a family. It's close to my work. I also love the fact that it's close to a lot of things downtown, walking distance. If I want to work out, I just throw on a pair of shoes and I can run downtown and feel very safe.
A lot of my meetings I hold at Cafe Steam, and then also at Collider Co-working Space. All of those are both within 1 block of walking for me. So we've gone a couple days without using our car So we're down to one car. We've got one spot that sits down here.
I'm Charlie Applequist. I do get a lot of energy living downtown because I'm all over town, and I'm like, I go to the library, I go on the bus, you know, and I see different people that I've always seen, and you know, you get to know other people downtown that you might not get to see every day.
What are some of the challenges in downtown? If it wasn't for the food co-op, we wouldn't have a place to go and grab groceries quickly.
Hey, it's on sale. I can't believe it's half price. You know, I can't think of a single disadvantage to living downtown for me, except for I think that many would find it to be cost prohibitive.
It's a challenge. And it's especially a challenge for myself because I'm a disabled person and I have to be in a wheelchair, so the department has to be open concept where there's not a lot of things that I have to go around or reach up for or whatever. But that's how it goes. You just adapt and conquer.
This is a great downtown, and I hope that it builds. I hope that we have a lot more buildings come up, a lot more affordable places, and penthouse, you know, great things. You know, we can have a little bit of everything. But there's every kind of people that come and go from downtown or who live downtown. And you can't really describe them in one sense. There's many types, and I love the fact that there's a mix of people. Who wants to be all the same anyway? Yeah?
I like to be able to look outside of my terrace and see the lights of the city, and to hear people walking on the sidewalk happy and laughing. That energizes me a bit. This is a great feeling at night. I can see the fireworks that go off at the Civic Center. That's pretty great to be able to see that on different occasions when they had the fireworks at the Civic Center. I also have found a treasure in the fact that next door to this building is Pasquale's neighborhood pizzeria.
So you gotta see the sisters.
Oh, did you get the picture up?
So it's right behind you.
I actually brought the sisters from St. Mary's Hospital over here a couple weeks ago, and they had such a great time. Pasquale actually treated them to lunch.
It is delicious soup.
Thank you. Fed looks
Nonna
incredible.
Stella's minestrone with meatballs.
Perfect. Thank you so
Enjoy.
much, Pasquale.
I'll bring you a nice glass of wine.
Sounds great. And even Sister Antoine is turning 104 in 2018, and she was here for pizza.
Enjoy some primitivo
Thank
from
you.
Bari.
Thank you so much. Delicious.
In downtown Rochester, we have the U of M, and a lot of the students live over here in 318 Commons, which brings a lot of youth and vitality and excitement. We've definitely used the Skyways. I love the Skyways, walking through there in the winter when the baby can't sleep and stuff or whatnot. So it's a lot of fun living downtown, and I encourage anyone to live downtown.
You know, we have everything that we need, and then some. So yeah, don't tell anyone because this is a special place on the planet Earth.
Once upon a time, the air was filled with sounds of roaring car engines and the beats of old-time rock and roll. The fragrance of frying burgers swirled around the heads of teenagers while they gathered on hot summer evenings under the lights of their local drive-in like moths to a neon sign. Travel with us back to that wonderful time of muscle cars and car hops.
My name is Tim Gloszewski. I'm one of the owners here at the Lakeview Drive-In. We've been around since 1938. I think this is our 79th year in business, and we're here on a cruise night. Well, Lakeview was originated in 1938 by a gentleman named Emil Brzezinski. My dad purchased it in 1977, and he kept it till 1992. My brother and I bought it in 1993, and we still run it today. If you look out to your right here, we have Sugarloaf Hill, and it's a beautiful view. Back in the 50s, you used to do a thing called dragging the gut. And dragging the gut was driving your hot rod down 3rd Street. But this is kind of a tribute to dragging the gut, stopping at the drive-in and having a nice cold root beer, seeing the car hops in their poodle skirts. So they'll actually come out to your car and wait on you. And we have little trays that hook on your window. And you can eat your meal in your car, or you can sit at a picnic table here. Back in the early days, before the war, most car hops were men. The cars used to come in, and they call them car hops because the men used to jump on the running boards of the car, and they used to follow them right into a stall. Well, what happened was the war came along, and the men went to war, and all that was left was the girls. So then the girls started doing it, and for some reason that caught on. I can't imagine why. But it's nice to have a nice-looking girl come out and wait on you. We've had an awful lot of people on special events. I know we had one time 175 cars. It was a Mini Cooper night. We had them parked in every nook and cranny and on the neighbor's lawn and over in the park, and there must have been 500 or 600 people here. Some nights you just can't believe where people come from. They come from Hastings and Rochester and the Twin Cities and Black River Falls and Wisconsin Dells. We had Lady Bird Johnson here one time. When Lakeview was first started, there was 7 items on there. Hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, I think root beer, buttermilk. I don't think milkshakes were even available at that time. Right now we have 6 pages of menu items. Yeah, we have pizza, yeah, we have tacos, but burger, fries, and soda is pretty much how America eats. I do have a classic car, yes. I've got a 1951 Ford pickup. This happens to be Chevy night. So I left my Ford pickup at home. You got to be part of the group. You got to have a car.
I grew up in the A&W here in Spring Valley. I spent my whole life in here. As my parents owned it, I used to sit in the kitchen and on a high chair, me sitting out front with the trays. So when I say I've been here forever, I was. I just think was a fun era. With the drive-ins, tell me how many drive-ins are around. This one has been a drive-in since 1956.
I used to work here as a car hop in 1966 and 1967. I started out as a cook, and then I got to be a car hop, and then I ended up in the front room where you made the ice cream cones and the shakes and the malts and everything.
Will you pass me some of those lids down there, please?
And you always had to watch out for, make sure that when the carload of kids came in that you got all your mugs back. Friday and Saturday nights was a lot of fun. There used to be a drive-in theater right across the street, so when the theater got out, the kids would all come over here and have root beers and malts and hamburgers. I was born here in Spring Valley. I graduated in 1967, and I have a 67 Mustang. Being right out of high school, you couldn't afford one, and so I waited for many, many years, and one of my friends called me and said, Eileen, if you don't do it now, you're never going to do it.
This kind of business is a lifestyle. You don't just do it halfway. It's just, we've always lived it as a lifestyle. Everything has revolved around the A&W here. My wife and I have been married for 35 years and have never been on a vacation in the summer. I've been here 7 days a week.
I always wanted to build a street rod, and all of my friends were building street rods throughout their careers while they were working, and I just kind of put it on the side because I didn't have time to devote to it. So 1933 Plymouth combined with the 2006 Chrysler 300 SRT8. It has all of the electronics functions of the 2006 Chrysler, and I mean everything. When you start driving this car down the road, the doors lock just like they do in the Chrysler. It has tire pressure sensors. It has seat heaters.
Highway patrols out there, so no burning out or something.
Well, you're looking at a lot of cars that used to come in here from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Take a look around. All these styles of cars are in and out of these carports all the time. Roadrunners and GTOs and older Corvettes and the Nomads. That's what people were driving back then, and the lot was full of those style of cars. So it kind of goes with the era. This place was great with the muscle car area. We had a place to be full of muscle cars. And I grew up in that era too, so I always had a muscle car back then too. Everybody wishes they'd have kept one or two of them.
Hi, can I help you? Can I have 2 small twist cones, please? Will that be all?
Well, I've been in the restaurant business quite a long time, and you know, the idea of a drive-in just really appealed to me. You just don't see enough of these anymore, and to be able to keep one going like this, you know, we found one for sale, and it had such a great history. We really just wanted to build on that.
Everybody says, why do I do this? You know, I'm 57 years old. You know, I've been here for 40 years. Between you and I think I'm done making milkshakes. If I wouldn't make another one, probably the rest of my life would be okay with that. But it's the people. That's what keeps me coming back every single day.
When Napoleon reinstated slavery in the Caribbean island of Guadeloupe in 1802, many people fled, and some ended up in New Orleans. It is from this multicultural perspective that the band Delgres revisits the blended songs, dances, and tears of the long-lost drifting souls of New Orleans.
Respectez-nous means we're asking for respect, not only for us, but for every human being on the planet. Respectez-nous. Nous jalas plan fait, j'attends pour nous, respectez-nous. Nous jalas plan fait, j'attends pour nous, respectez-nous. Si nous pas fait nous-mêmes, mais qu'il n'y a pas un monde pour faire pour nous. Nous jalas pas fait, attends pour nous éveiller nous. Nous jalas pas fait, attends pour nous respecter nous. Si nous pas fait nous-mêmes, mais qu'il n'y a pas un monde pour faire pour nous. Oui, nous jaillez comme, jaillez bois, jaillez tabac, jaillez mouni, jaillez divin, jaillez bon, jaillez coton. Mais j'en dis, joue faut ça cesser. Oui, nous jaillez pas fait. T'attends pour nous, respectez-nous. Nous jalas pas fait. T'attends pour nous, respectez-nous, yeah. Si nous pas fait nous-mêmes, mais qu'il n'y a pas un monde pour faire pour nous.
transforme. Oui, nous jaillez comme, jaillez bois, jaillez tabac, jaillez mouillé, jaillez divin, jaillez womp, jaillez coton. Mais j'en dis, j'ouvre faut ça, c'est, oui, nous jaillez pas fait. J'attends pour nous, respectez-nous. J'allais pas fait. J'attends pour nous, respectez-nous. Si nous pas fait nous-mêmes, mais qu'il n'y a pas bon monde pour faire pour nous. Si nous pas fait nous-mêmes, mais qu'il n'y a pas bon monde pour faire pour nous. Si nous pas fait pour nous-mêmes, faut nous faire pour tout monde en nous. Thank you.
We've reached the end of this episode's tour Off 90. Thanks for riding along. See you next time, Off 90.
Funding for Off 90 is provided in part by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.